beautiful organic coconut milk from Jamali in true Filipino style.
Bit of colorization is good.
Wow, reminds me of home. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Nina from the Entrée.Pinays, and we are really excited to be working with the Philippine Department of Trade and Industry for this special In My Cuisine Cook and Chef series to share some really great Philippine products which you can find here in Australia. I'm really excited to be joined by my good friend and chef Joel from Shibosho in Adelaide, and we're going to share some really beautiful all organic coconut products from Jamali. So the dish I'm making today is grilled prawns with a Filipino style coconut sauce, and I'm using this beautiful organic coconut milk from Jamali. This dish is inspired by a Filipino dish called ginataang hipon, which is prawns cooked in coconut milk, but this is slightly different using quite similar ingredients, but I'm grilling the prawns and then putting the sauce on top. So the ingredients that we're using for our dish today is some really fresh prawns, beautiful organic coconut milk, about 4 tablespoons of coconut chips that I've toasted in a pan, some green chili. This is about 3 kaffir lime leaves that I've finely sliced, 1 lemongrass stalk. I've removed all of the outer parts and finely sliced that. Then these ingredients I've done in the mortar and pestle, so lemongrass, ginger and garlic, coconut sugar, some fish sauce, and then some turmeric and a little bit of chili powder. So the first thing we will do is to make the coconut sauce. So I've got a pan on a very low heat. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil. This one is canola. Add our ginger, and that's okay that that's not sizzling straight away, because we really want to make sure that these things don't burn. And then in goes our lemongrass. So this was 1 stalk of lemongrass, but only the inner tender part. And the piece of ginger that I used was about half a thumb size. Cook this in the oil, and then we'll add our garlic. So this is 2 cloves. So that's been on for about 2 minutes. A lot of the moisture has come out of it. We add just a little pinch of turmeric. Want more, you can add more, and then we'll just mix that. And now we can add our coconut milk, and we'll add the whole can, and then we just need to mix this through, and then we'll need to leave this on the heat simmering for about 10 to 15 minutes just so it thickens. So while we're waiting, I'm going to make our crunchy coconut topping. Pop them all into a bowl, and then we just mix this up, and we can put that on top of our prawns once we're done. And then we'll cut off the little legs of the prawns. Take out the vein. So I just stick a knife under the vein that runs along here, and then just gently lift up, and then you should see it there. It's quite a dark color. So grab a hold of that vein and just gently pull out. Just stick a little scissor underneath the shell, and then I cut alongside the top. Remove any of the excess part of the vein. We can keep all of the flavor of the shell together with the meat, and we'll just coat them just with 2 tablespoons of oil. All of our prawns are all ready for the barbecue. So our coconut sauce has been on the stove for about 10 minutes. It's thickened up quite a bit. I've just turned off the heat. So we'll probably put about a teaspoon of fish sauce, and then we'll add about half a teaspoon of our coconut sugar, and then we'll give that a stir. So I'll just spoon this over our prawns, and then we'll pop our crunchy herby topping over the prawns. The best way to eat this, of course, is with your fingers in true Filipino style. And we'll just have to get off that shell, and then just make sure you get all of that sauce on it. The fresh prawns and that coconut sauce is really beautiful together. So I hope you can have a shot at making my dish at home. Have a look out for the Jamali coconut products, which you can find in organic and health food shops across Australia. Head to their website, you can see exactly where is closest to you. And now I will pass it over to Joel, who's going to make one of my favorite childhood desserts. Thanks, Joel.
Thanks, Nina. Hi, I'm Joel from Fil-Aussie. So today we're going to be doing two dishes. We'll be doing one, it's called biko, which is like traditional sticky rice Filipino dish, and I'll be stealing a recipe off my mum. So we measure out 2 cups of glutinous rice, wash it out or rinse it out in cold water until it goes nice and clear. It gets all the starchiness out of it. Obviously you need a trusty rice cooker. I'm just gonna let it do its business until everything's ready and go through the process of making the caramel. So this is about 200 grams of ginger. I'm gonna just peel this. What my mum used to do, she just kind of scrapes it from the back of the knife or with the knife. So I'm just gonna slice it finely. Once we cook out the ginger with the brown sugar and the coconut milk, we can just fish it all out, or take it all out. While the pot's hot, 2 cups of brown sugar. Add your ginger in there. We're just gonna break it up a bit. Add the coconut milk inside. There's 3 tins of the coconut milk. We're just gonna cook that down, mix it all up, and then the color's changing. You don't want to reduce it too far to become too sticky, but as my mum's recipe said, if it's too watery, just keep reducing it. Take some of this off and then pour it into this measuring jug. Do it slowly. So we're going to reduce that bit. We'll kind of make like a glaze on top of the rice. So about 1 cup, and we'll just put that aside. So I'm going to mix the glutinous rice mixture. So we'll just fold it through. All the chunky bits are all like nice and mixed. That will cook it out a bit more. This is the first time I've done this. I'm quite happy with myself. You can keep the ginger in there, or you can dispose it if you like, and just keep stirring it so it won't catch at the bottom. It's all nice and thick, so the rice will absorb the caramel. All the liquid's reduced, so as you can see in the bottom, there's no more moisture. A bit of colorization is good. Again, we're just going to leave it for another minute or so, and then we transfer into a baking tray. So with this one with the caramel, we got some, say about 100 grams or 200 grams of brown sugar, 4 teaspoons or 5 teaspoons of water. Then we're just going to reduce that for a little bit. And now the sugar is boiling, and add the little excess of coconut caramel into the mixture. Just nice thick consistency, and then turn that off. Let it cool down. Now we're just going to wait for this little caramel to reduce. While that's reducing, transfer the rice into the baking tray. So what we'll do now is we'll just let that chill for a minute. You can put it straight into the fridge or let it chill room temp. So that's the consistency that you want to have. It's nice caramel, not too runny. So we're going to use that as a garnish for the sticky rice dish. So the rice itself is already cooled down and it's quite set. So what we'll do is we're just going to take off a little scoop. Whoa. And then we'll just place it into a little jar like this. It's best to consume this the next day. This is nice and sticky. Garnish it with a bit of ginger, pour the caramel on top. There you go. My mum's biko. We need the Jamali coconut milk. She reminds me of home. Thanks for watching. So we're gonna do one more dish. This dish itself is gonna be pretty easy. We use that at work at Fil-Aussie actually, so it's one of our key desserts on the menu. So I want to take you step by step on how to make a coconut sorbet. So I've just added 700 grams of glucose and 300 grams of sugar. So I'm going to reduce it down to this induction stove. If you don't have an induction stove at home, it's okay to do a gas stove or an electric burner. But so what we want to do is we're going to try and make a consistency of like a nice syrup. While that's boiling away, obviously I've already poured the coconut milk, Jamali coconut milk onto the pot. We're just going to keep that at room temperature, and we're just going to wait until it's like the syrup and the glucose reduce. Now the sugar syrup and the glucose is quite reduced. It's very syrupy. That's actually quite good. You don't want to reduce it too far to the point where it's going to be too brown. So what we'll do is we're going to stop the induction stove right there, put it back in the fridge and let it just cool down for like 20 minutes. After it's cooled down, we're going to mix it through with the coconut milk. So now the glucose is pretty cooled down. It's nice and thick consistency. Fold the coconut milk through it. Give it a good stir. It's nice, good texture. You want to keep mixing the coconut milk onto the glucose mixture. What happens if you stop whisking, it's going to solidify. And then just put it straight into a takeaway container or anything that's a Tupperware. Kind of looks like great at the moment, but once it settles overnight, obviously it's going to be perfect. It's going to be nice and white. Obviously in the first stage of the process, I'll be making my mum's recipe biko. So here's the set coconut, Jamali coconut sorbet that we spoke about earlier. See how it's turned out white? You can do this at any house party if you want to have a family over or your lovers or you know, whoever, trying to impress your pet or whatever. So I'm gonna place the biko over here, quenelle it back and forth. And there you go. Jumali, coconut milk, coconut sorbet on coconut biko. Just want to say thank you for joining Nina and I, for joining our little cooking demo. And hopefully this will work out for everything. I want to send all the, obviously all the recipe and all that, it's going to be on the link. And just want to say thank you for Entrée.Pinays and all the wonderful ladies there, and also Kristina Naray for inviting me in. Thanks for that. Peace guys.